What's up, everyone? I asked you guys some questions on my Instagram, and today I'm going to be answering them so you can find a little bit more about me in a Q&A. So let's do it. You guys asked me a ton of questions, so I'm not going to be able to get to all of them, and some of them are repeats. So if you don't hear your question, I'm sorry, but let's get to the first one. So Sarasabis174 asks, what inspired you to make Lego F1 cars and make videos on them? So one summer, I just wanted to do something. I didn't want to just like sit around the whole time, and I decided to make a Lego F1 car. And I had already been making stop motions on this YouTube channel, so I decided why not make a race. It had like 3 cars in it. It wasn't good by any means, but then it started to catch on and people liked it and attraction gained, and I've just done it ever since. So the next question we got here comes from Dayton04. Dayton asks, how long have you been an F1 fan? So I've been actually watching F1 since around 2017, which I feel like isn't that long ago, but at the same time, it's also 5 years ago. So I've been a fan for a few years, but not as long as some people. It's coming from Thomas Aristi. Thomas asks, how much time do you spend recreating the races in Lego? So for me, a race recreation, it depends what happens in the race, of course, because something like Silverstone, where with that massive crash with Zhou Guan Yu, that took a really long time, whereas something like, I don't know, Spain, not much happened, so it didn't take as long. But normally the races take around like 10 to 20 hours just to film and edit and get posted for you guys. This next question I get a lot as well from Alice Daisy. She asks, would you ever sell F1 minifigures or cars? So I've always wanted you guys to experience it with me, with the cars and the minifigures, but unfortunately there's just so many restrictions with all the logos and the Legos and all the different branding stuff that I haven't even looked into it. It's just so complicated. But maybe one day we'll figure something out, and I'd love to have you guys have a car one day. Gasly10 Official asks, favorite car you've ever built? So I really like the Golf McLaren livery that they had last year that I made, but I think my favorite is actually probably going to be the Honda Red Bull livery from the Turkish Grand Prix. I think it looks really good, and I really like the way the white looks with all the other colors mixed in. So yeah, I think that's my favorite I've ever made. Next up, Quandale Dingle asks, how did you get into Formula One? So this is a long story. So basically, I'm not one of the people from Drive to Survive. I actually started watching F1 on YouTube. I watched race highlights, and then there was this thing called the Paddock Pass where basically Will Buxton and a bunch of other announcers just talked about F1 and the engineering standpoint from it before the weekend actually started. And that actually really gained my interest into the sport, and I started watching it more and more often. And then now here we are. I watch every practice session, quali, race, everything. And I keep up to date. So yeah, YouTube's definitely my answer for that. Next question we got, I'm definitely gonna butcher this name. I'm not even gonna try it, I'm sorry. But they ask, can you agree with me that the Aston safety car looks amazing? Yeah, I'm gonna put a video on screen. So I was lucky enough to go to the Canadian Grand Prix. I also vlogged it, that'll be in one of the corners. And I got to see the Aston Martin safety car, and it is beautiful. The colors look so good in the sunshine, and the sound is even better. So yeah, that car looks amazing. JBats279 asks, where will Danny go? So this is a big question in Formula One right now. By the time this video comes out, maybe we know, but as of now, we don't know. So Danny Ricciardo, I think he's gonna go to Alpine, but I wanna hear what you guys think. Where's Danny Ricciardo gonna go? Let me know in the comments down below. Here's a highly requested video right here. Ander3S asks, will you make a tutorial of the F1 2022 car? Yeah, before the summer break is over, before the Belgian Grand Prix, I guarantee you that video will be out. So yeah, tutorial for the F1 22 car coming soon. Look forward to it. Christian Bisks asks, how did you like Canada? So yeah, like I was saying before, I went to the Canadian Grand Prix. I'll put a few clips on screen right now. Canada was great. It was a really, really fun time. I recommend anyone that's never been there to go. It was really cool. So yeah, highly recommend. How much time does it take to build the track? George Dim7 asks. So the track, it obviously depends on which track. Some are a lot easier than others. So a large track like Spa, luckily I'll have time because it's the summer break, but that could take like 10 to 15 hours. But a simpler track like Austria, maybe like 5 to 10 hours. So it's still a lot of time, but I have multiple days to get it done. Whereas the race recreations, that's a one-day thing. So yeah, anywhere from like 5 to 15 hours. Ryan now asks, have you met Max Verstappen? So have I met him? No, but I have seen him within like a 10-foot radius. So I've been very close to him. I'll put a clip on screen right now. I actually got to see him going to his hotel when I was in Canada this year for the Grand Prix. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Luca now asks for a room tour. So I'll be right back. let me switch to my phone. All right, so starting from the left here, we have the box for the McLaren Lego Technic set. And then we also have the little Lego Mercedes AMG that Lego made themselves. And then going down here, we have the Red Bull Racing flag that I hung up. And then getting on to the interesting part, we have a Williams, I believe from 2019, I don't exactly know. Then we have an Alfa Romeo. This is from last year, and I believe it was Monza when they had a special livery and they had this cool metallic like green color. This is my 1,000 subs car, so when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I made this car, and I thought it was pretty cool. Then back here we have the Belgian Grand Prix Max Verstappen mini helmet, and I also have a small little Max Verstappen model in there. Going on here, we have 3 driver cards from McLaren: Lando Norris, Carlos Sainz when he was there, and Zach Brown. We have a 1/18 scale, I believe, of the Golf McLaren livery from Mini Champs. And then we also have my Lego model, but I accidentally had to take Lando Norris's helmet off for a different car. Then going on here, we have the pink Alpine from the first 2 races this year. I thought it was pretty cool, so I decided to keep it. We also have the trophy for the world champion. I honestly don't even know if it's driver's champion or what. We have Max Verstappen's 2021 helmet. We have the Turkey livery from last year. And we also have this cool thing from Red Bull Paddock Club, where if we open it up, if I can open it up, it's actually a little piece of Max Verstappen's replica driver suit, so that's pretty cool. And then the final thing here is the Lego Technic McLaren. So yeah, that's a little background room tour. Next up, Sam J. Bradshaw asks us, what's the most difficult track to build? So I think every track I've built, like with all years of F1, although I've only done a few, Portugal, the Circuit de Algarve, that's definitely been a very hard one. But I think this year, either Jeddah or France, I think those may have been the toughest 2 tracks to build from this year. So yeah, W. Curzon, I think that's how you say it. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. They asked, why F1? So this is actually a very interesting question. So when I was young and growing up, I was always interested in racing, and like I tried to watch IndyCar and I tried to watch NASCAR, but it just isn't as interesting. Like growing up as an American, that's all you really get introduced to. And then once I like started browsing the internet and I saw F1, I just fell in love, and I've always liked F1 since. It's just something special about it. I don't know what. It's just F1. So yeah, thanks for the question. Next, Bartek Orlikowski asks me, what is your first F1 memory? So this is actually a cool question. So I don't know why, but Baku 2018 is really sparking into my mind. I feel like I remember watching those race highlights multiple times just because of how cool of a race it was. But also I feel like I remember, I was talking about it earlier, the Paddock Pass videos. I always watched those before the race weekend, and they just like really engaged me and got me excited for the weekend. So I remember those too. All right, this question is a no-brainer, and if you disagree with me, I am sorry. Raphael asks, apple or orange juice? And there's no question about it. It is apple juice, okay? So if you say orange juice, I'm sorry, but it's apple juice. Yes. Okay, this next question we have here, how hard is the figure 8 at Suzuka to do in Lego? You might not have had to do it yet. So yeah, you're right. I've never made Suzuka. This year will be the first year I've ever actually built the track. So yeah, I've never built Suzuka, so it should be exciting. I can't wait. And for our last question of the Q&A, Brick Engineering Dude asks, what is your dream car? So I obviously love a lot of different cars, but I think my dream car definitely has to be the Ferrari 488 Pista. There's something about it. I just love that car, and I think it's a really cool one. So yeah, all right, that's all the time we got for today. Thanks for everyone for asking me a question. Even if I didn't get to it, I really appreciate it. Make sure to check out this video up here, and make sure to go to my Hungarian Grand Prix recreation. That'll be either here or here in a little bit. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. F1 2022 Lego car tutorial coming soon. Peace.